I have very strategically just now started the recording because Matt Steele was discussing
butt sex.
He was, and I feel like it's a PG podcast.
It is a very PG-13 podcast.
PG-13, but we don't need to be
butt
getting
sex
in.
is R?
I mean, if we're talking about the
like,
intricacies of, I believe so.
The intricacies, but if they're told in a medical way, as we were discussing them.
Were we? Was it medical?
Sure. It was more. Maybe that would make it PG-13, but if we were, cursing and, talking about, I don't know, doing it in a more grotesque way, maybe it would be rated R.
It always sounds grotesque coming out of it.
Well, because it actively is grotesque.
Well, no, I just feel like you make it grotesque. You're like, there's nothing worse.
I make it seem fun and adorable the way I make everything.
That is not true. To the listener, that is a lie. Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Two Gay Matts podcast. It's your favorite host, Matt Palmer.
And that was a lie. That was a lie. He's going to start the podcast off by lying.
These are facts,
I can't believe you lied.
These are facts.
Why would you lie like that?
I'm giving the people facts.
Oh, his nose. Do you hear that? It's his Pinocchio nose hitting the microphone.
That is not true.
And it's Matt Steele, by the way.
How are you, Matt Steele?
I'm good. This week was stressful. It wasn't stressful. It was, I was sick.
Oh, I didn't see you.
It's because I felt fine. Okay, guys.
All right, here we go.
Sometimes I catch a virus.
30 minutes later.
Sometimes I catch a virus like every other year, and it's always in like a January moment where like the tonsils get inflamed and it's just like a really, really, really bad sore throat, but everything else is fine. No congestion, no cough really, no nothing. Like I feel great. I feel well rested, but it's just pain.
Okay.
So that's awful.
Is that what was happening this week?
It was, yes. And like I'm at the tail end of it now, but still it was terrible. And I go, and it's just viral, so it's not like bacterial, so they can't prescribe me anything.
Of course.
I go to urgent care, and they're just like, yeah, it's viral. You literally just have to like wait it out and gargle, and it's just no, give me more.
I feel like people go to urgent care or go to a doctor when they have like a cold or a sickness much more than I do. Maybe I should be doing that.
I rarely go to like urgent care.
Yeah, but you also say you rarely get sick. So when you get sick, you just went for a sickness that you've had many a time.
Yeah, I know. But still, I'm like, maybe this is different and they'll like find the cure or something.
No,
but
there's no cure. It's no cure for the common cold.
Promise I'll always be there. Promise I'll be the cure. Remember that song?
I really don't. It took me so long for you to recognize what you were singing.
No.
I mean, that song is cute.
But yeah, besides being sick, I did many things. The circle ended. I enjoyed that.
Yes. Are you missing it now that it's not on?
No, I'm not missing it at all. I'm happy. It was the perfect length.
All right.
3 weeks of new episodes. The winner was satisfying. The finale was they made a little too much of it.
Okay.
Like it was like they were all they all were like talking to this studio audience that wasn't there. Like they were trying to make it a bigger deal than it was and everything. Yeah. It's kind of just like, All
right. Well, spoiler, it got talked about a lot and I assume got a lot of people watching it. It's going to come back.
I know it's going to come back and I'm going to watch it every time.
You just need to make peace with the fact that it's coming back.
I know.
Yeah.
God damn it.
But I mean, if you liked it, maybe it'll be something else you like.
Yeah, but that's just like another thing that I'm going to have to binge every so often.
Yeah, I love that TV is truly just a burden.
It is the biggest burden on the planet. I will
never fully understand it because I get so much joy from TV. I haven't even watched that new Good Place episode that came out on Thursday yet.
Thursday? It's been, I
know. I've been very busy this weekend, and so it's been sad.
Yes. Matt Palmer, how are you?
I was going to wait till you asked, but...
Well, there were a lot of things happening with me. I had more to
do you have more to say?
I do, but I'll ask you how you're doing.
Well, I am good. I've been busy because it was my anniversary. And I guess today officially is my anniversary, but it's been...
Happy anniversary.
Yes. I mean, we're really not going to celebrate on a Sunday as much. We're going to celebrate on a Friday and a Saturday.
Instead, you're going to be celebrating your anniversary with your roommate who...
I know, who I am not dating.
Making a podcast.
Who I've known for a decade? I don't know how long I've known you.
8 years.
That's a long time.
It is.
It's a long time. Christ. Hey, we look great.
We do look good. You look exactly the same as when I first met you.
You look better.
Oh, girl.
That haircut.
Girl.
I just was talking to someone online when I tweeted I put an Instagram out about our new video about Selena Gomez Rare. I got someone messaging me being like, oh my God, Matt Steele's hair looks so amazing. And I was like, yeah, it does. I encouraged him because that haircut looks great on him. It's like, I'm just now realizing how much I didn't like his hair before.
Oh, no, who said that?
I mean, a friend from home that you don't know.
Oh, friend from home. Do they listen to the podcast?
They don't, but they have a baby. And they've watched.
You can have a baby and still listen to this podcast.
But I feel like you're very busy. If
Parents, this is for all ages. As we said, we're PG.
It is. I mean, PG-13.
PG-13, whatever.
And B, I mean, they just had the baby like in the past year. I don't want to push the podcast on them until the baby, can walk or something.
Okay, but like didn't have the baby when the podcast started. Why weren't you pushing it on them then?
They've watched the videos. They've watched many of our videos. Hence how they knew what your hair looked like before and what it looks like now.
Okay, well, I'm going to talk to this person and find out what their problems were. Because I know what my problems with my hair before were. It was the back.
Well,
the back was always a problem.
The point is, it looks great now, and you look great now.
I love how this week about you has suddenly become about me again.
I don't know how we got here.
It's the way the world should work.
So we had our anniversary this past weekend. We went to a place called Water Grill, which is a great seafood place right on the water in Santa Monica on Friday. That was lovely. And then yesterday we went on a hike because he, likes to be outdoors for whatever reason.
Oh.
And I compromised for my relationship.
Wow, you're so giving.
I'm very giving. So we went to Malibu and did that. And then today it was our actual anniversary, and I was like, okay, well, I had 2.5 cinnamon buns last night. And this is my year of getting in shape.
Okay.
And so we're going to Training Mate today. I realize it's our anniversary, but we're doing it. And he was a very lovely sport, and we went. And then we go, and guess who was at our Training Mate in our class with us today?
JoJo.
No, I wish.
That was the first
someone we care about less, but is more. We'd be more sexually attracted to. No offense to JoJo, she's gorgeous.
Of course,
We're just homosexuals.
So is a guy.
Yes. I'm going to give you 2 guesses because this can't go on for too long.
I have no guesses, so you might as well just tell me.
It was Darren Criss.
No way.
He was there.
You know Darren Criss.
I don't know him, but
I drove him home one day.
I did drive him home
randomly.
One day.
What
I
a
did.
story.
Well, it's when I was interning for Songwriters. They're called Jackie Boys. I think it's just one of them doing it now, so he's Jackie's boy, which is a little confusing, but we wish him all the best.
Okay.
But I was interning for him, and they wrote a song for Darren Criss for his debut album that I don't believe ever was released. But he was performing it in the studio, and then he needed a ride home, and since I was the intern, I drove him home, and I was very nervous because at that time I had we were listening to my just So Crazy Right Now playlist, and I had a Glee song on it in which I think he had the entire song solo, and I was like, please God, do not let this play.
Wait, why didn't you just turn the music off?
Well, because I wanted to listen to something in the car.
Oh my God, you're one of those people who has to listen to music in the car.
Especially with a stranger celebrity in my passenger seat.
That's when you just talked to him. I'm not going to talk to Darren Criss. You said you did talk to him, and he was nice. I did
a little bit. He was nice. But again, but the thing that is good about the fact that it was Darren Criss is on one of our earlier dates, I was like, okay, person I'm dating, who are your celebrity crushes? And Darren Criss was his first listed. And I was like, as soon as we got there, because we were a little late, because I was a little late.
Okay.
we were standing 3 people away from him, and I tapped him. I was like, is that Darren Criss next to us? And he looked over and he was like, yes, it is. It is. Don't say anything. Don't be weird about it.
Hey, remember that time I drove you home?
Know.
This is my boyfriend. He loves you.
But he
loves
take a
me
picture.
More,
So I was considering going up to him and being like, will you take a picture with my boyfriend? But him, and he wouldn't like that. I think he would be embarrassed by that. But I just was like, this is. Part of me felt like, oh, am I ruining the anniversary by us going to this workout class on the day? But then it's like, no, I just gave you, a view. You got to look at one of your celebrity crushes working out for an hour.
That's really nice. Happy anniversary.
Exactly. And he's very petite, but very built, Darren Criss. So good for him.
Like me.
We'll go with that, yes.
Very petite, but could be built if you tried hard.
All right, so before we jump into News for Idiots, do you have more things you want to tell people about your week?
I assume we're going to talk about, because the whole week is, it was the Oscar nominations came out. I assume we're going to talk about News for Idiots. We got to email my heart about the Oscar nominations.
All right.
We're recording this Sunday night and not Sunday day. We just finished watching the SAG Awards.
Yes.
Well, I was watching the SAG Awards as Matt Palmer was making dinner and being like, these are boring. And I'm like, look, they are, but.
Hey, they were boring, except you told me that Jennifer Aniston won, which
Jennifer
is
Aniston
not
won in a
boring.
surprise win, and she was very surprised right after Brad.
Really, it was right after.
Well, it was like 2 awards after, but like we'll
still
say it was right
interesting.
after.
I love that. And then also I did watch when Parasite won.
Iconic. The fact that they came out and the entire room stood for them, gave them a standing ovation, and then they won. Good
for you actors voted. Did you voted for Parasite?
I voted for Parasite. Good. Yes, as a voter myself.
I know, first timer.
Everyone has a voice.
Did all of your picks win?
No.
Did most of them win?
A good amount.
Okay, that's good.
I would say.
All right.
Yeah, I tend to be on the right side of history.
Were you ever disappointed in someone who won tonight?
No. Okay, it was pretty much what I expected.
All right.
Nominations, there are disappointments abound.
I guess we got to jump into it. News for idiots.
Okay. And I guess this can go along with the email my heart. We can answer that sort of question now.
No, let's wait. I mean, it's just him and like one other, I think, or maybe just him.
Yeah, but like it's about the Oscar nomination.
I know, but just tell us your thoughts on. Well, is the question like, what are your thoughts about them?
Yeah, essentially, just like what are the snubs?
All right, read the question.
Okay, so this is gonna be like a little email my heart because we got an email from Jacob who said, "Hey Matt, I've been watching your channel since freshman year of college, a year before I came out."
I took that as we inspired him to come out, which is not what he said, but you're welcome.
You're welcome, Jacob.
We love you, Jacob.
With the Oscar nominations just announced, I have a question for Matt Steele. What do you think was the biggest Oscar snub this year, and why? And why is it a tie between Awkwafina and Xiao Zhuzhen from The Farewell? Well, Jacob answered the question.
Wow.
It's Awkwafina and Xiao Zhuzhen from The Farewell. Also, Lulu Wang for screenplay. Also, The Farewell for Best Picture. Also, Little Women for editing. Also, Uncut Gems for editing and score.
Okay.
Those are my ones that I will say.
So you're not a Justice for J-Lo person.
If J-Lo got nominated, I would have been happy for her. I would have been like, yeah, good. It's a very good performance, but it's not, I wouldn't say it was like heads and shoulders above everyone else that I'm like, oh, she was so robbed.
And you feel like the snubs were more robbed than J-Lo?
I would say that, yes. So also, those best song nominations, come on, Beyonce was snubbed.
I listened to all those songs today, actually, on my way to Training Mate to meet my buddy Darren Criss, and they're all fine. Yeah, like Spirit isn't, we're not Spirit stands here, but we like the song. It's a better song than all those songs. Yes. Even Beautiful Ghost is a better song than some of those songs. Let's not get crazy. Look. That is true. I mean, especially in the context of that movie. But I think Beautiful Ghost was like not even eligible or something. No, it didn't make the short list. Crazy. Yeah. I feel like Spirit was robbed there. Because you woke up in the morning to listen to John Cho and Issa Rae announce these. Of course. Oh my God. I know. And when it was all the male directing nominees, Issa Rae, it was of course like 5:30 in the morning. I was just like, oh, The Farewell's getting snubbed. I'm mad. I was tired. I was cold. My throat hurt. And I was just mad. But when she was just like, congratulations to all those men. I literally went, like I was curled up like under a blanket and I was just like, well, I'm glad. Get him, Issa Rae. It elicited a dumb laugh from you. Because, I was half asleep. No, I know, of course. Yeah. So, I mean, the thing is, though, the day before you were like, I don't care. Like, I'm not even that invested. And then you were up the next morning. So you clearly were invested. Are you, since I feel like there's such a large conversation about how many people have been snubbed and how many people were not nominated that should have been, what do you think it means, the fact that so many people are so disappointed by these nominations? Well, I don't, as someone who's not like an Oscar watcher every year, I don't really get, because to me the Oscars have always been kind of like this. No. I mean, I guess there are always going to be things that you personally are unhappy with, or that the general ether are unhappy with, or especially like that your bubble is unhappy with. We do live in a bubble of the gays and the women and the Twitter sphere and everything. Yeah. But the thing is, I understand how all these movies got nominated. I understand how there was an easier pathway towards them, especially because, all of these other branches of the Academy, like the sound editors branch or the editors branch or the cinematographers branch. Like cinematographers, Lord knows there's only been one female cinematographer winner or nominee ever. Nominee? No nominee ever. Yeah, it was 2017 for Mudbound. Did she win? No. Jesus. So it's not just that, producers are so very male. The acting branch is probably the most diverse branch, definitely. But it's all of these sort of technical
branches that it's very male dominated. So of course they're going to vote for the movies that speak to them, that they are moved by. And you know, that doesn't make their opinions not legitimate. It just goes to show that there's a long way to go when it comes to these smaller branches specifically.
It also feels like the Academy, when they do, you know, give the Best Picture award to a Moonlight so recently, they like to give themselves.
That was such a wonderful.
It was amazing and iconic, and we love that moment. Or I love that moment.
I was stressed.
I do feel like there's the tendency for the Academy to be like, well, we already gave them something recently, so like we don't need to worry about diversity as much now because they, you know, those black gays just got something. How mad can they be?
I mean, the thing is also like this was a year of not only a lot of bro movies, but like very good bro movies. Like they were genuinely very good. So
but were they as good as The Farewell?
None of them. Literally none of them. But also I was watching a very interesting, one of my favorite YouTube channels, Be Kind Rewind, which if you're a movie fan or an Oscar fan or award show fan in general, Be Kind Rewind like posts the most incredible videos that are all just like breaking down how certain Oscar trends happen.
I mean, but are they like kind of our competitors that you're promoting right now? Because it sounds like they are.
But she's so geared towards the Oscars specifically. And, you know, we talk about Selena Gomez and Darren Criss at the gym.
We do.
But, you know, she made a very, very good point of female-directed films aren't given as much budget. So therefore, they don't have the capacity to make the sort of big wow technical movies like a 1917 or like have the digital stuff needed for The Irishman.
I mean, I heard that was bad though. The like, oh, we're gonna make Robert De Niro. It 25.
It looks fine. People are like, oh, it looks creepy. It looks fine. Like, but
but you also thought Cats looks fine. So I don't know.
Cats looks great.
I don't think you're the person
Cats
to ask.
Cats was also snubbed in all categories. So you know it's very rare that a woman is given the budget for her film to really impress these lower branches and to get them to,
super fucked up. So
it sucks.
I feel like it's just a larger issue that hopefully we're solving. And since you're in the industry, I'm gonna say it's up to you,
guys. If someone just hire me, and I will save the movie industry myself.
I'm ready for you to do it.
But it's also interesting because I don't think these men are like, oh, I'm voting for this movie because I don't like women or I don't like non-white people, you know, like I obviously don't think that they are doing that, but it's kind of something that was brought up in the movie Little Women that I loved this part where how Jo submits her book Little Women to be published and the publisher sends her a rejection letter being like, I thought it was boring. And then the publisher comes back or is at home and finds that his daughters found this book and are like reading it and like obsessed with it. And he sort of realizes like, oh, just because I'm not moved by this doesn't mean that other people aren't. So I'm going to publish this book because guess what? There is a market for this.
Whatever. Fuck that. I mean, I don't care that they're not consciously doing that, but it's like you should be able to look outside yourself. You're all fucking adults in 2020. I'm not giving you a pass because you're like, oh, I didn't mean to not vote against women.
These are a bunch of like oldies.
Well, hopefully they die soon. Anyways, as for the most...
So like that's a reason why.
Well... R.I.P. The most important thing that happened at the awards show that occurred tonight, the SAG Awards, was backstage. Brad Pitt and the queen of all media, Jennifer Aniston.
Of all media?
All media.
Of all media. Of radio. Of music. Of literature.
Literature, absolutely.
Of journalism.
Yes.
Okay.
She's written some op-eds, I'm sure.
Okay.
Jennifer Aniston, my queen, they met backstage. They exchanged glances. They were talking. They were smiling at each other in this picture I see. There's touching. I think she has her hand on his chest. He's holding it, but like kind of holding her wrist. And it's like, what does it mean?
I mean, I feel like they've had other like things where they've interacted.
I think so as well. But like this feels like
this was the moment because they were both winners tonight.
And they're both single tonight.
And they're both single tonight.
I mean... I don't know. And the thing is, like, Brad Pitt did her so fucking dirty that, like, I'm not really rooting for him in this. I'm rooting for Jennifer Aniston's happiness and whatever that, you know, is and whatever form that comes in for her. I want that for her. But I just... I mean, I can't lie and say I don't see sparks. And I mean, we all saw him. The only part of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood that was of note was when he took his shirt off. And it's like, well, Jennifer Aniston could do worse. So I don't know. I just think it's lovely. And I think we all should discuss it.
Okay, what do we discuss about it?
That's it. Okay. That it happened.
All right,
we're
comment
excited.
below, discuss it. I guess we're giving everyone free reign to discuss it. Because I really don't have much to discuss.
There's
other
not
than
too much.
I hope they do it.
I mean, I hope that Jennifer Aniston does whatever she wants to do. And if she wants Brad Pitt, that Brad Pitt makes the wise choice and goes with her.
What if they got back together?
That'd be crazy.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Oh, that'd be such a crazy thing. Well, more importantly, the only thing that's more important than that this week, the true queen of music.
Not Jennifer Aniston.
Not Jennifer Aniston, unfortunately.
There's another true queen
There's
of
another
music.
true queen of music. Mariah Carey, it was announced, is going to be inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame. She has been nominated at least once before, but I believe several times before. And I literally received a text message from a friend of mine who is living in London now, and she grew up with my brother. They're very close. And she texted me and was like, wait, I love Mariah, and this is not joking. I didn't know she wrote those songs.
Wow.
So, and the thing is, I guess because I'm in my Mariah bubble, I'm like, I don't believe people don't know this.
People don't know. They just see her as the voice.
And I guess it's because, she's just standing up. It's not like she's sitting behind a piano. It's not like she's playing a guitar. She stands up behind a microphone, looks beautiful, and sings her face off. And especially when she debuted, like her vocal talent, I feel like so far overshadowed her songwriting talent. But it's like, guys, all of those classic songs by Mariah Carey that are not covers, she fucking wrote.
Including the one that went number one 25 years later.
The first number one in the 2020s was written by Mariah Carey.
When she was a child. And well, she's still a child, but
And I just feel like with Mariah Carey getting inducted into the Songwriters Hall of Fame and Whitney Houston getting inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, it's just like, is all right in the world in 2020? I don't want to.
No, it's not. Nope.
I don't want to count my chickens before, they hatch or whatever the fuck that phrase is. But I just feel like it was a good omen for the year that maybe the people that deserve things will get them this year.
Yes, maybe like Parasite will win Best Picture.
Oh my God, I can't even.
There's a path. There's a pathway.
I'm telling you, I am not a person that cares about awards, but when they won at the SAG Awards just now, I was thrilled.
Yes.
I was like,
the first non-English speaking cast.
And the acceptance speech was so great.
I know.
I loved every second.
Think about what Mariah Carey has so much left in her.
I know.
She's still so young.
And she's
still a babe.
I know. She's 30 years in the biz and honestly,
and only 20.
And honestly, the thing that makes me happiest in life at the moment is when I'm, just going to bed. Sometimes I'll go look at the Make My Wish Come True version of the All I Want for Christmas Is You video, which came out in December, as we all know. And I'll look through the comments, and so many of the comments are like, I can't believe that she's 50. She looks like she's 30, which I said when we were watching American Idol.
During season 12 of American Idol,
yes.
Matt Palmer, we had to watch the whole season, and Matt Palmer just one day during one episode was just like, if you didn't know Mariah Carey's age, how old would you guess she was? And I was like, you know what? She looks like a lovely, put together, mid 30s moment and everything. And Matt Palmer was like, I'd say 29.
Which I stand by to this day. She looked amazing.
She looked amazing, but there was, a maturity to her. There was an elegance about her.
Well,
that,
she was a very elegant.
I didn't have at 29.
Well,
not that I have ever been 29, but
she was a very elegant 29-year-old in that season, and now she's a very elegant 30-year-old in that music video. For the people, they're like, I can't believe she looks better than me, and I'm 20, and it's like, yeah, she's a queen.
We're children forever.
So it's just vocally, visually, songwriting wise, Mariah Carey, I just have never in life, she has never gotten better press than this.
It's a good moment.
She's never had more goodwill behind her, and I could go on a tangent and make a whole long thing about it, but I'm just saying it's beautiful to witness. And especially also Whitney Houston getting into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. I think both of those Hall of Fames are very disproportionately male.
Of course.
Of course, not surprising, but to the point where it's I believe in both, it's less than 10% of the inductees are female.
That's not surprising.
That's
to me
so
whatsoever.
fucking crazy, though.
Yeah.
It's like, you don't think women are musicians? Like, imagine listening to a male musician first when you had women musician options.
I know.
I can't even fathom.
No, I don't even know what men's voices sound like.
Me neither. Like, basses have no interest. It's like, who should never sing a fucking baritone? It's like, wow, you're going to sing.
As a baritone.
It's like, oh, wow, you're going to audition with John Legend's Ordinary People. Wow, that high F must be crazy. Like,
look,
get out of here.
As someone whose break is on an F sharp, I take offense to that.
I'm just saying the men that I love are the Bruno Mars of the world. Give me a fucking C sharp.
C sharp.
Really
I mean, I could
it.
do a C sharp in a
That's
lovely
not.
mix.
Nope, that's not singing. You know how I feel about what singing is. If
It's singing when you're playing a character, a goofy character when you're doing it.
There's a time and a place for everything.
Okay.
But in pop music, we belt. And you can go into your falsetto for a second and then jump back down. In more upsetting J-Lo news, apparently she and Shakira are not getting along ahead of the Super Bowl halftime show.
Oh, no, I didn't know this.
With just 2 weeks to go before the Super Bowl halftime show, there are reports that there's a bit of tension between co-headliners Jennifer Lopez and Shakira. A source tells celebrity columnist Love B. Scott that their interaction between the two artists have been icy. And
what
I
does
think
icy mean? Like, are they just like at rehearsal, just like not being super friendly with each other?
I think they both. I think Jennifer Lopez thought she was going to get the halftime spot alone, and so the fact that the NFL added Shakira into it without like her knowledge is probably upsetting to her. And I think from what I read in this article, it's just the halftime show is running long now, and so now we have to make cuts, and it's like, where do we cut?
And she's already having a rough week.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So like she's not. I don't know. I felt like at the end of 2019, J-Lo it was really going to be her time, and the thing is, of course, I'm a Mariah stan. I'm not in life rooting for J-Lo, but I don't want a person to be having a bad moment. No matter
especially
who they are.
since J-Lo, she's done so much.
Right.
And,
she's a talented actress and a great dancer and has some fun songs. So, I want good things for her. So I hope that she and Shakira can get along. It'll be interesting to see if they share the stage at all during this performance, then if they're not getting along.
That would be interesting.
Because it's like, I would assume if you're co-headliners, at some point there's going to be an overlapping singing
I would assume so.
moment, but maybe not.
Are we going to have to watch the Super Bowl?
Yeah. Not the whole thing, but the halftime show. Yeah.
When is it?
It's like, I said in 2 weeks. So it's the week before the Oscars. So yeah, it's the Sunday before the Oscars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know you're not busy. So
Well, I usually work Sunday nights,
I know.
but
I guess you'll have to change shifts.
that's going to be hard the day of the Super Bowl.
I
requested off for the Grammys, which are next Sunday.
The Grammys are next Sunday.
Next Sunday, yeah.
I'm out of town.
Oh, well.
Well,
Well,
I guess
we're not going to be getting a 2-game match review of that one.
maybe you will. Maybe a day later. But
Where the hell are you going?
I'm going to Big Bear.
Oh, you're going to that?
I am. Yeah.
You're one of those people?
Well,
now?
my friend Joe has invited me, and I really wasn't going to go, but then my friend Sarah guilted me into it. It's Joe's birthday, and like I didn't drive to Redlands where he lives to see it, and so it's like
You got to go.
gotta go. But I was like, and the thing is, it'll be fun. I'm excited. There's a little bit of a snow tubing moment I'm excited
Oh, that's
for.
cool.
But it's like, I'm not paying all that money to get on a lift and to like ski poorly or snowboard poorly. So I'm mostly just going to stay in the house.
A snow tubing moment's great. You just
That's enough.
sit, I'm assuming.
Yes, and that's enough. And
Yeah,
I don't have
that's
to
all I need
pay
to do.
out the fucking ass.
How long are you going to be gone?
I'd leave on the Friday, and I assume I come back that Sunday night.
All right, guys, party at the 2-game ads house.
Oh, yeah. When are we going to do the podcast? Maybe when I come back. We'll figure this out offline, I guess.
Well, I'm just inviting all of our guests to a party at our apartment.
All right. What's the address?
You're going to have to
tell
guess.
them.
I'm going to like set up a big scavenger hunt where people can find us.
And if you can find it, well, Matt Steele, then you can come visit him alone. And when I come home, you all have to leave. Because those are my rules.
If I'm not dead, if like it's not a weirdo who has like killed me, found me and killed me.
Well, that'd be a way to go, though.
That'd be like that would make headlines, and like we would get a lot of hits. Like people would watch our videos.
That's how Selena died. And she's a fucking legend.
Like me.
Like you. In other divas who are alive news, Taylor Swift's Netflix documentary, Miss Americana, has gotten a release date. It is going to be coming out on January 31st.
Oh, wow.
So it's very soon.
That's so
very soon because it's debuting at Tribeca, or which film festival is it debuting at?
Oh,
do we remember?
I have no clue.
Something, I don't know. I don't know. It's not Tribeca though. When is Tribeca? It's later.
Tribeca's in like April.
There's something. What are other Cannes? Is that a film festival?
Sure.
Oh, right. Maybe it's Cannes.
Sundance.
I actually think it's Sundance.
Okay.
That's my guess. But it's going to be coming to all of the streaming services, or not all the streaming services, all of our homes, because we all have Netflix, because we have someone's login. And it's coming on the 31st of January. I'm excited to see it. I feel like I don't know much about it. I will be looking closely to see if her old music is performed, just to make sure that whole Scooter Braun, Scott Borchetta issue has been wrapped up. But I'm excited to see it.
We can review that.
Yeah. I mean,
we love it when we got good built-in video ideas.
I mean, I guess. Okay. Do you understand? I mean, I really feel like every time we talk about the Royals, I'm going to ask you if you understand what's happening.
Yeah. More news things have popped up and I've just kind of been skipping past
I mean, the thing is, I really need someone to send us an email to completely break down what's happening with the royal family. But from what I'm reading here, Harry has spoken out for the first time since the departure announcement. And there was an announcement that Her Majesty, the Queen, put out that basically said, instead of what they wanted, which was kind of like a halfway, like, we're going to be stepping back, but we'll still be involved in the royal family. It's kind of like, no, they're actually just being kicked out. Like, they won't be receiving public funds. They are allowed to live in Canada for as much of the time as they want to, even though they still have their titles. They're not to use them in the future. Like, they're not to refer to themselves as the Duke and Duchess of Sussex.
I mean, can they still be there for like the Christmas party?
I guess they could come and just be like, oh, there's my grandson. But it's not like, oh, this is the Duke.
The Duke. Yes. Oh, that's...
So it's different, but it's like, but what Harry, he spoke out for the first time, and since he and Meghan announced that they were stepping down from royal duties, and he says, I want you to hear the truth from me as much as I can share, not as a prince, not as a duke, but as Harry, the same person many of you have watched grow up over the past 35 years, but with a clearer perspective. The UK is my favorite place and a place that I love that will never change. I have grown up feeling the support from so many of you, blah, 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 blah. The decision I've made for my wife and I to step back is not one I made lightly. It was many months of talks after so many years of challenges, and I know I haven't always gotten it right, but as far as this goes, there was really no other option. So I like that he is saying this is a decision I made for my family, because so many of the tabloids, so many of the people have been like, Meghan this, Meghan that, she did this, I can't believe she's pulling him away from his family. And it's like, he's coming out and saying, no, this was my decision. And we weighed all our options and there were no other options. I wish we could have worked it out, but y'all bitches are terrible.
Well, he's like, this is serious. Like, my mom died because of this like insane life and all of the paparazzi and everything. And like, my wife is probably having a very hard time, and I'm not going to watch her go through that.
Right, exactly. If she's going to be vilified and in the media every single week with another negative headline, like, why would we stay here?
Yeah, we're going to Canada to like feed the children and like live philanthropic lives.
That's the thing, is like, I guess besides racism, of course, what is the reason to hate this so much? They're going to go, they're not taking public funds, and they're going to be doing charitable works. She's going to perform as an actress. She's doing some voice work for Netflix, I think. So what are we mad about?
I have no clue.
Someone tell us if you're mad about this, or if you understand the point of view of people that are mad about this. I am serious. Please email us at 2gaymatstwo@gmail.com, because I can't wrap my head around it, because obviously racism is the reason for most things, but I need a little bit more detail about what did Meghan do specifically to the UK?
I mean, like, Europe's old as hell. Like, you think Americans are entrenched in their weird customs and weird, like, we are America, this is what we stand for, this is who we are.
That's true.
The Europeans are silent when they do it, but they do it, and there is very much a strong history with them, and they take it very seriously.
All right. I mean, maybe just because I'm so like, who gives a fuck about the royals? Like, I don't get it, but I guess some people really care.
Of course, but I'm sure like people in Europe are like, who gives a fuck about those guns?
I mean, I'm with them.
I'm with them too, but like,
why are we so obsessed with that? I am with them. This isn't even a long story. I just want to read the headline. Did you watch the Fire Festival documentaries?
I didn't, no. It looked really cool.
I assume you've heard of Andy King. He is the gay man who was involved in the Fire Festival, and he had to get Evian water for free. Have you heard of this?
I know. What is this?
Oh my God. This is truly the funniest thing you've ever heard.
Okay.
He basically had to get Evian water through customs or something for the Fire Festival. And since he is gay, he was instructed by that guy who's in jail now, Billy or Bobby, whoever, to go to the border and to give the customs agent a blowjob so that he could receive the Evian water. And he was going to do it. Like he didn't end up having to do it, Andy King, but there's an entire scene in the Netflix documentary in which he's like, and so I this was my way of having to take one for the team.
Wait, is Andy King straight?
No, Andy King is gay.
Andy King is gay.
Billy or whoever the head of it is straight.
Okay.
And everyone else involved.
And so Billy was like, hey, you gay guy.
You have to go get this water from the border and just offer a blowjob to get it.
I need to watch this.
You have to watch. The documentary is interesting a little bit, but like that's the peak of it because you're like, are you fucking serious? You were that invested in this insane festival that you were about to blow someone for some water. But now, since this is how the world works, Fire Festival's Andy King has partnered with Evian to sell water so good that you'd do anything for it.
Oh my God.
Oh my God. Andy King says in the statement, 1 year ago, I shared with the world my willingness to take one for the team to bring Evian to thirsty festival goers and unexpectedly became an internet sensation overnight. On the first anniversary, Evian is dropping a special bottle with an all new slogan in honor of my infamous team spirit. I kind of love it.
I mean, good for her.
Like, it's just so funny.
It's so funny. And like, I'm disgusted by the fact that I find it so funny because I'm just like, no, I will not partake in this circus.
I'm a part of the problem. But that's hilarious.
So funny. That's
How do you
crazy.
beat that?
That's sitcom material.
The thing is, it's not because you can't write it. You can't write, we need this guy to give a blowjob for water bottles for this fake festival that Ja Rule's involved in. Like, that's not a thing, but it's true. Truth is Stranger Than Fiction. Available now, 2014.
Wow. Hey, do what you got to do.
You got to promote. Hey, if Andy King can promote Evian, I can promote my fucking self. Oh my God. It's just, I just love it. So there's nothing more to say about it except it makes me really happy. Rihanna broke up with her Saudi boyfriend.
Oh no.
Very sad. He was very hot, but.
I've seen a picture of him. He was cute.
He was so cute. But now she's single and hopefully available to focus on her new music that she should be releasing. I hope she's writing
something real sad, but something real like cool.
I know. I mean, she always is, you know. We have several more things. Most of it's not that important. Demi Lovato is going to sing the national anthem at the Super Bowl.
I saw that.
She's coming out with new music soon. It's going to be her most vulnerable yet.
I saw Lady Gaga's also coming out with a new single.
I keep seeing that, but like I'm not getting any solid dates or information on it. But I know she's been in the studio with Blood Pop, who I like. A very talented pop producer. Did Sorry for Justin Bieber. Just very talented. So I'm excited to see what kind of music comes out of it because I mean, can we say it's been long enough? We didn't care about A Star Is Born.
Well, like I don't count that as like Lady Gaga's discography.
I don't
because
either.
It's a soundtrack for a movie.
But then you look and you see that Shallow's been streamed over 1 billion times, and you're like, you guys are fucking nerds. If you don't play fucking Bad Romance, like what are you doing?
And Shallow appeals to all the ages.
It does not appeal to me. Like
it appeals to the older people. It's like,
it's fine. And a duet. I read that it's going to be a future karaoke classic. I believe that.
Oh, okay.
But like, bitch, you better be honest about your feelings about this song.
If someone were to like rank Lady Gaga's top 10 best songs and Shallow was anywhere near it, you need to get off the stage.
I completely agree. Like this is a woman who has made the most interesting pop music of all time. I'm not going to accept Shallow as her most popular song.
No, and like congratulations on the Oscar. It's lovely. You did a lovely job. Everyone was very happy. But like there is stuff you do so well.
Yes.
Like so much better than anyone else.
Right. And the thing is, I feel like we get so much hate whenever we review Lady Gaga when she's in one of these phases, but it's just because we have loved her so much. Like during the Fame Monster, it's like, I lived for that.
It's life changing.
It was, you can't, there was no other pop star. Like she took up all of the air in the room with her music on that like 8-song EP.
Yeah.
Excellent.
8 songs.
8 songs.
And it was just the best thing ever.
After this, you guys need to go to Spotify and stream Bad Romance because I can't sleep at night.
Is Shallow her most streamed song
by a mile? And I think the second most is Always Remember Us This Way.
What?
This is what I'm saying.
What?
And I get it. Spotify wasn't a thing in 2010.
Of course.
But like, even still.
Yeah. Yeah, this is guys. We have a mission.
We have things to do.
To remember when.
Yeah,
let's remember when.
For all of us that were focused on getting All I Want for Christmas Is You to number 1 over the holidays, we need to refocus to getting Bad Romance to be Lady Gaga's most streamed song, because it's just some fucking bullshit. I'm not gonna live like this.
I agree with that.
I won't do it.
Let's go. We have the goal for 2020.
Goal for 2020. All right. Well, another pop girl who apparently this past week released an album that we reviewed on the main channel. Selena Gomez kind of joined, sadly. I was sad that she did this, but she joined Justin Bieber in the begging for streams.
Did she really? I've only seen the Justin ones.
It was like, less desperate seeming, but it still was very much like, oh, this album means so much to me, and like where it's really close between me. And I think there's a rapper, Roddy Ricch, who like has a viral TikTok song. Ugh, we're so old.
I downloaded TikTok for 5 seconds and I was like, maybe I'll start doing some of this. And then I had the app for 5 seconds and I was like, absolutely not, and deleted it off my phone immediately.
Well, she said in her Instagram stories, am I like kind of desperate for doing this right now? I don't care, because this album is so rare.
Well, that rhymed.
I rhymed. And it's like, girl, I love you. But like, don't do this.
Don't do this.
Just be like, this is so close to my heart. Please stream it. Send it to people. I just want everyone to hear it.
Yeah, like this album means so much.
Don't say number 1. Like, because even though Mariah was pulling out all the stops this Christmas, she never said the words number 1. And I think that's what it's saying.
Yes.
But sometimes desperation works because it's been announced. Rare's number 1.
Well, good for Rare. Yeah.
Revival, I think, also went number 1. So both of her, solo albums, because she was officially with a band. Remember when she was Selena Gomez in The Scene?
Don't know anything about that. Nope.
So when she was releasing the Who Says and the Love You Like a Love song, she was officially a part of a band.
Oh, wow. I did not know this fact.
I know. I'm so happy to be educating you on Andy King and Selena Gomez today.
Where was I?
I don't know. We didn't all need to know that. But until Love You Like a Love song, I ignored everything she did. But then Love You Like a Love song came out and I was like, oh, this is great. This is so good. And so I've been with her ever since. And anyways, the desperation worked. I wish it hadn't really gone that way as far as how we want to get people streaming. But it worked. It's a great album. It's number 1.
Well, what about like song wise? Like what's going to be the number 1 song this week?
It's going to be Roddy Ricch, I think. That TikTok
okay, so that song is going to be.
Yes, no, Justin Bieber did not get the number 1 he wanted. So
well,
Selena has won on the album charts and the single charts now. Maybe I'm sure Justin Bieber will get the number 1 album when his album comes out, but
can't always get what you want, guys.
And the thing is, I feel like the longer you live, the longer you see artists that were gigantic and you feel like nothing can ever stop them. It's all cyclical. People just become the biggest stars in the world and then there's nowhere to go but down. Like Justin Bieber was the biggest star in the world. Fucking Britney Spears was the biggest star in the world. Taylor Swift was the biggest star in the world. And not that she's, maybe she's not now. And it's like,
I don't see her getting number 1 songs as easily as she used to.
Right.
Number 1 albums, sure.
Yeah. Yes.
Number 1 songs, it might,
But that's just the way pop music works. And I feel like from, the Mariah of it all, I've come to terms with that. It took a long time because, of course, Mariah Carey went number 1 so many times during the emancipation of Mimi in 2005, 15 years after she debuted. But that was extraordinary. That was not something that happens a lot. So it's just interesting watching pop careers come up and come down because that's just how it works because people are obsessed with youth and especially with women, which is unfair, but it's a whole other thing. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about today in News for Idiots that I didn't touch upon?
I don't think so. Everything in my news has just been Oscar noms.
All right. Well, let's take a quick break and we'll be back with more Two Gay Mads.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Two Gay Mads.
Yes, your favorite podcast.
Yeah.
I've just decided.
The world's favorite podcast.
Yeah, who would have thought this?
Favorite podcast. Beyonce's favorite podcast.
Yeah, we're manifesting.
So this is Email My Heart. This is the section of the podcast where we take emails that you guys have sent us. You can send us emails at twogaymats@gmail.com, two spelled TWO. And we take these emails and we read them out loud and we answer any questions you may have. We in the beginning of the episode, we were talking about the Oscar nominations, so we answered an email a little prematurely by Jacob. So we have another email sent to us from Montana.
Our queen.
Hi, Jellicle Mats.
Hate that.
My question for you is, would you rather have an album with extreme highs, 10 out of 10s, all too well level, that's high level, and extreme lows, nothing over 3 out of 10s, we're talking a title track off a Sweetener level here, Or would you rather have an album that is consistent but average to just good, a la The Archer? And yes, you have to listen to the album in full, no skips. Hope you both are well and had a lovely holiday. Love, Montana. P.S. My country is on fire right now. Montana is, she lives in Australia, and we've lost 7 people, 1,300 homes, 500 million animals, and 30% of our koala population. That is
500 million animals?
Those are high numbers. 30% of a koala population. That's
devastating.
So if any of your viewers, listeners wish to donate, she's left some links for us to reputable charities.
We'll put links in the description box in the podcast and also in the YouTube version of the podcast. Definitely do it. Definitely donate. We want Montana and all the koalas to be okay.
Yes. Thank you for all the links, Montana.
I know. I mean, we said it. A queen.
Montana's so great.
Oh my God.
And this is actually a very good question. Would you rather have a consistent album where everything is very good, or would you rather have an album of extreme highs but also have extreme lows? It depends on the album. It really depends on the album. This is but if gun to my head.
Yeah, what do you say? I would rather extreme highs than extreme lows.
I agree with that as well.
Because as much as we love an album that's, an iconic album that we've discussed on our Patreons, like the Butterflies and the, Fame Monsters, they don't come along every day. And I would rather someone take a lot of big swings that will give you a great 5-song EP and a little bit of trash, because I can just keep the excellent songs with me on my, my Spotify and live with them and know that they're classics and have the love for them. I think being so middle of the road and giving me a bunch of 5s and 6s just wouldn't excite me as much as, amazing songs. And I mean, it's also kind of fun to talk about shitty songs.
Oh yeah, it's fun to talk about artists when they just sort of go balls to the wall.
Right.
And you're just like, whoa, what happened here? I love it. I hate it. What's happening?
Yes.
Cats.
No, there's no highs.
But
Cats.
you're talking to 2 art pop stands here.
That's the thing. I was literally just thinking of art pop. Yeah. It really feels like the question would be, would you rather have an art pop or A Star Is Born? And I'd rather have an art pop.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Yes. So, yes, God almighty.
It's not, I mean, I get the appeal of having a consistently solid album.
Because there is something to appreciate about a consistently solid album. It's kind of I always refer to Taylor Swift's Fearless as being the consistent album and Speak Now as being the album with insanely high highs, but then a couple.
What were the real lows on Speak Now?
You hate the song about her niece or whatever.
I do hate that. But that's just one. That's just one out of
there
19.
are only a couple of those. Yeah, everything. And you can appreciate both albums so much. Right. Well, especially because Fearless is so perfect. You hate Change for some reason.
I was going to say that last song's kind of bad.
I don't know why you hate Change.
I just don't like it.
Change is really good.
And it's not for me.
Okay. But yeah, I would say I'd rather have a album of extreme highs and extreme lows.
I agree.
Because it's just more exciting.
Yeah. I mean, because there's nothing worse than, especially when we have to talk about an album right afterward and it was all so samey and nothing jumps out. It's I don't even know what I'm going to say. Because it was all fine. No one wants to watch that video. No one wants to have that conversation.
I edit that video and I'm just what are we talking about? God.
It's tough.
Yeah.
So Matt Steele.
Yeah.
What this week has been giving you moments. And of course, if you are a first-time listener, which I'm sure you are, this is the section of the show where we talk about what this week has been giving us life, what's been giving us moments, what's gotten us through the hard week, because every week is truly a trial.
It really is, especially when you just have a pain in your throat.
No, I hate that.
That's just killing you. I don't feel it right now.
I'm glad.
Let me swallow.
Again,
it's fine. It's gone.
More ASMR, by the way.
Oh, God damn it.
I love every week that you're tricked into doing ASMR.
I know, and I always listen to myself in the headphones and all I hear is just and I'm just this is so disgusting.
That's you.
Anyway, so besides, the finale of The Circle, something that really gave me a moment that I was not expecting to give a moment. Yeah. I saw the last movie of 2019 that I really had to see this awards season. Uh-huh. And I was putting it off because I thought I would not like this movie at all because it did not appeal to me. Mm-hmm. But Uncut Gems is excellent.
Really?
Excellent.
Wow.
Yes. And I went into it really not knowing what it was even about.
I don't know.
I would look at the trailer and I would be like, this does not appeal to me at all. It's a bunch of loud guys doing loud, obnoxious things, getting into trouble. Not for me. It's it's just a wild ride from beginning to end. The way the tension builds, and you are just, Adam Sandler plays this guy who's just the biggest fuck up on the planet.
Okay.
But you're just rooting for him so much. And there's so many cool things about, first of all, I told you I thought it was snubbed for best editing. The editing was excellent. You really are paying attention to every single detail, but there's so many cool choices made. I told you the score was really, really excellent. Even just the intro it starts off, spoiler alert, if you haven't seen the movie, even though this isn't really a spoiler, but it starts off in this African cave or whatever where they're looking for gems and stones and everything, and they come across this opal, and it zooms in on the opal, and the opal is like known for being super colorful and beautiful and everything, and so it zooms in, and you're like traveling through the opal, listening to this crazy 80s video game music, and it's crazy, and then you feel like you're flying through the universe.
What?
And then all of a sudden the shapes and the colors start to change and morph and morph and morph, and then all of a sudden you're in Adam Sandler's colon. And it zooms out even more, and you're watching the screen as Adam Sandler is getting a colonoscopy. It's the most brilliant movie transition I think I've ever seen.
Wow.
Like, it's just the choices that are made.
Did he get nominated for Best Actor?
He didn't, no. And if he did, it would have been deserved. Like, he's very good in the movie.
Did it get any Oscar nominations?
It got no Oscar
Oh,
nominations. Yeah.
that's awful.
Yeah, and it was directed by these brothers who I think this was their... I know they're known for something prior that came out in 2017. I don't know if it's a short or if it's a feature.
Okay.
If it's a short, then this would be their first feature, the Safdie brothers. I can't wait to see what else they're able to do.
All right, Safdie bros.
It's really an excellent film. If it's still playing near you, I highly recommend seeing it because it's totally not my... I'm not the demographic.
Yeah, no, you were putting it off,
I
clearly.
didn't think I was the demographic for it, but
you.
like...
You're a colon head.
I love Adam Sandler's colon. What can I say? I love traveling through it. I feel like I'm flying.
Yeah, that's really beautiful.
Yeah.
Well, what has been giving me moments this week actually was just giving me moments last night. I had heard many things.
Oh, happy anniversary.
All right. I had been hearing many things, of course, about The Circle, but also about another Netflix drop that happened very recently.
You got me so excited thinking you started watching the damn Circle.
I know, I'm sorry.
Damn you.
I was considering watching it and I just chose something else. I still may. I'm a little curious because so many people are talking about it, but people were also talking about this, which seemed like a little bit of an easier thing to watch and get into. And, you know, I've never been a person that cared at all about cheerleading or competitive cheerleading.
Oh my God. Are you watching Cheer?
Cheer is so fucking good.
I hear it's excellent.
You have to watch it as soon as possible if you want to see dynamic characters, real characters. And like, I didn't realize how dangerous cheering is on the competitive level. Like those girls that are flying around, like every year they have to make things more and more difficult to try to win the, you know, grand national championship or whatever. And they follow this 2-year college in Texas in a very small town. I think it's Navarro is the name of the college. And it's become because of this coach. Her name is Monica, and she is crazy. Like she is like,
of course,
she's amazing and stoic. And all of the children, whenever they talk about her, are just like, she's my mom. It's like she's my only mother.
It's like Abby Lee Dancet.
And then she talks about them and she's like, it's business.
Yeah.
Like there are 40 kids on the team, 20 people make mat, which means get to actually perform at the event. And, you know, making the cuts, it used to be hard for me, but now I know it's business. Whatever's best for the team is the choice I make.
Get it.
It's just like, God.
Love her.
She looks like Sheryl Crow. Sheryl Crow should play her in the movie version of Cheer. And just the kids are all some people have gotten into Cheer because their backgrounds are so difficult. They come from like broken homes. And like as they are becoming more important in the story of building this cheer squad and getting them prepared for this Daytona, you know, performance in this competition, you're getting the more backstory on like the Ladariuses and the Jerrys. Jerry is truly the most wonderful character I've seen on television in years. Like he is the most lovable. Like I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but at least the year prior to the year that they are filming, he did not make Matt because he is a bigger guy. Like, he is less fit than the other guys, but he's big and can like hold the girls up for a long time and like do the flies or whatever. But he can't really tumble, which is like, it's better to be able to do both. It's better to be a guy that is buff.
That's like having an album that's more consistent.
Exactly.
You may be real great at picking those girls up, but if you can't tumble.
He has the most beautiful spirit and the most like, he just is there. And he has a whole thing about Matt talk where it's whether he's on Matt or not, he's always screaming at all the other performers, like, yes, hold her up, keep her up, yes. And it's just like, whenever the shitty shit keeps happening to him throughout the movie, and he's just like, well, no, I thought this was this and it was actually this, but he's there at practice every day. He counts along with every count with the coaches.
Jerry.
He's screaming, he's like, yes, I love you, 98 pounds, like talking about the girls. And it's just truly riveting. I don't care about cheerleading at all, and I'm just like,
is it a movie or is it a series?
It's like a 6-part docuseries. Okay,
that's
and like
what I thought it was.
Episodes are an hour long each, I believe, and I'm halfway through now, and I'm like really hoping that when my boyfriend comes over, he wants to watch the other 3 episodes tonight, because I'm so invested.
We got to find out what happens to Jerry.
I have to know what happens to Jerry.
Matt?
What happens to Lexi? What happens to Gabby Butler, who is famous? Like, it's crazy. There are cheerlebrities, and she has like over 500,000 Instagram followers.
Jeez.
And so she just like, she works. And then during this season, she's just like with the Navarro team because they're the best team. And so she'll do it and like do what they need her to do. And she's just, and you meet her family and her parents who are like fully just trying to take advantage of her. Like, her parents and sister are on her payroll. It's just,
oh my God.
It's just, there's so many layers there's so much happening with these people. Like, turn Netflix on right now and watch Cheer, because it is so good.
It definitely sounds like a more important watch than The Circle. But like, when you're done Cheer and you want just like, some mindless entertainment, The Circle's there.
I'm not going to say I'm not going to watch The Circle.
The first episode you will be like, absolutely not. But then the second episode you'll be like, oh wait, but I just want to know how everything works out.
That's the thing. I'm a little curious about it, but Cheer did grab me a bit more just from hearing about it. And
of course. Yeah, I saw that trailer and I was like, oh, I'm sure
you
watch
have
this at
to
some
watch
point.
it. It's so good. So that's what's been giving us moments this week, guys. Thank you guys so much for listening.
I know.
We love you so much. I hope you've had a great week. I hope you're having a wonderful MLK day, enjoying the day off. And we'll be back next week with another brand new 2K Mets.
Bye.
Bye.